That shoulder shake was supposed. As we're live everywhere.
Good.
Yes, platform.
Good. Everything set out. Let the world know.
Better one.
Let's set up. Okay. Good, good, good.
So, as usual, I have a pre-show topic.
Okay.
Originally this was going to be a news story, but then I couldn't verify the truth of it, and then it wound up being kind of unsure as to whether it was true or not based on different reports that I saw. So it might turn from a pre-show topic into a news topic next week. We'll see.
Okay.
But the rumor was floated around today and was summarily squashed right now. Could wind up being true later, but was floated around today that Kotaku is going to be no longer having editors generate headlines or write articles, and instead will just be using ChatGPT.
That's not a good idea.
It's not. I also don't think, as much as I don't like Kotaku, they're good at generating clicks. They don't need help. You know?
Right.
Like, they're doing fine on that end.
Yeah. The AI comes along beside your workers. It doesn't replace workers.
I used it earlier today to add some podcast topics to the podcast docket when I saw that this might be a short podcast. I was like, okay, let me boot up ChatGPT and run some ideas through it until I find a couple that I like.
Yeah. See, that's I think, to me, that's where its strength is. It's like like when you need somebody to bounce ideas off of. I think it's really strong at that.
Yeah.
But to rely on it for 100% for your articles, that's not a good idea.
And we've seen that before, right? Rock, Paper, Shotgun and The Gamer both ran some articles that were AI generated, and they were bad. I think the biggest example was the one that they did for Guild Wars that was like, let's talk about the best classes in the game. It's like, well, you can have every spec on every individual class. You don't have to pick between them. So I don't know why you're even having that conversation. And it was like, yeah, you know, the warrior does more damage than everything else because it has a class that's the berserker, and that just does a lot of damage. And then like a paragraph down, it goes, you know, the vindicator does more damage than every other class because it's got
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happens when you use AI.
It can be very kind of absent-minded.
Yeah.
Like it's going to give you a statement, and it will kind of remember that statement when it goes through, but it's, you know, it doesn't necessarily go, oh, okay, I've made that statement, so that's invalidated for anything else I need to say. I need to move on.
Yeah.
Whatever. But.
And granted, I do that sometimes, and you have to call me out on it, or I'll say two things are the best. But as a human being, then I go, oh, crud, you're right, yeah. They both can't be the best. GPT doesn't know how to separate that.
No. It's a hyper intelligent 4-year-old.
Yeah. There was, I know I mentioned this a lot.
The next Gundam, by the way.
What's that?
We'll probably be writing the next Gundam.
Yeah, probably. There was a really funny video of I think I mentioned this in my plugs last week, but Doug, a streamer, had used ChatGPT to try and beat a Pajama Sam game and have
Yeah.
ChatGPT solve all the problems. And man, that thing just breaks when you put too many restrictions on it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're in the confines of this universe. You only have this many tools. What are you going to do? And it just completely ignores that.
We're going to sit down and cry.
No, it's a really great tool. It just doesn't, Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're having some. I just noticed chat is going off on Twitch and it's not showing up on stream. Let me see if I can get that fixed.
Yeah, because I have nothing. I want to know what chat says.
Let me try refreshing the chat box. If that works.
Oh.
Well, the YouTube side's coming through.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have it. It's up to, I think it's a little bit past 2021 now, but not far. I think they're being very careful about what they feed it. Yeah, it's an idea bot.
Right.
It may not give you the exact idea. It might get you thinking about something else, but yeah, it's not going to be like a good investigative journalist, right? Because it doesn't know what to ask.
Right. Oh boy, Restream. Not doing well right now. I can send you a link with a new chat that is just the Twitch chat, but it looks like Restream chat is not gonna be very helpful today.
I can try it. I'm gonna close this one.
Okay, so that worked.
Yeah, there's Twitch. I got the one for Remus there.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
Restream chat is better than ChatGPT, even though it's broken. So I'm so confused. If I type into Restream and tell it to talk to Twitch, it comes up on stream. But if I type into Twitch, it doesn't come up on stream. Let's try this.
Okay.
Refresh Restream.
Okay. Have you got a new link for Restream, or we use the same one?
It's the same link. Because it's still not showing the right notifications.
Okay, well I got the nothing me or dark are saying it's showing in the chat. Yeah, I got the YouTube, not Twitch.
I'm going to do it this way for today. I'm going to send you a link for a pop out for Twitch, and then I'm also going to put the Twitch chat on.
Okay.
Gotta love technical. Copy. Add a browser source. Twitch chat.
I have no idea what my login is to Twitch. I don't know if I have one.
Uh-oh.
I've been riding your back, man.
Well, it lets you read it even if you don't log in?
No.
Oh boy, that's going to make things really fun. Rap battles between fictional characters. I mean, that could be really fun to do. All right, let me try.
Yeah. I will, because that's what it's been trained on.
Oh, isn't. Can't even see the chat because there's a deal there, but I can't get rid of the deal because it's only there on the chat window that's on the screen. but not in my chat window that I have popped out. I don't confuse. I don't what? What? All right, let me try this. Going to launch a new separate restream chat deal. Will it show?
I don't know.
No, it is not reading Twitch side at all, which means this is a restream issue.
Either that or Twitch is like, no, you can't use Restream with us anymore either.
Yeah, maybe. All right, well then, have to pop out chat and I don't know how I'm gonna get this. Other than, can you open the stream up? Flip a coin to see who gets covered by the chat window.
Right.
Doing the stream field there. Go to. That's what I'm trying to do is pop out the Twitch page, but it's not. Whenever I bring that on screen, it's covered by this deal. Let me try doing it when I'm not a mod. Let me try doing it on my personal Twitch, I mean. See if that'll work. Because when I pop it out, it gives me that guard that is not there whenever I do it on my. It's not there on my pop out window. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's light mode now. Oh, that's disgusting. And it still has that little deal there. And that's not on mine at all. I don't understand. What? All right, let me try doing a window capture instead of a browser. And I'll just window capture the Twitch chat. Okay. Now, the Twitch chat is here. And it's unfortunately tiny, tiny. This is not ideal. Let me try sending you this link. It's probably still going to ask you to log in.
Okay.
But we may just have to not have Twitch chat on screen today. That one hopefully won't ask you to log in, because that one's...
No.
Okay, so at least you can see chat.
Yeah.
I will also just have chat up over here. And then we will have this nonsense.
Yeah, I think I'll have to jump back and forth between chats, but it should be all right.
Well, people like to be able to talk to each other across the platforms.
Right. Look, I can see Dark. I know I got to talk to Dark about G-Gundam, so that's a good thing. So I can get apparently I can get the Twitch chat on one and the YouTube chat on another.
Right. Oh, you're just not going to be able to talk to each other tonight, Chad. I'm sorry, but
can't do it.
YouTube, you guys get to be all on screen tonight.
Boy.
Okay, well, then let's now, like 7 minutes after we normally start, let's get started.
Okay.
Talk to each other, ways to... I mean, that's true. Twitch can talk to Twitch, so, you know. I mean, we will, in fact, be able to monetize this one, which is handy. That's all I'm saying. Hello and welcome to an extremely scuffed episode of the Full Spectrum Podcast. My name is Trey.
I'm Rungren.
And we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Yeah, we do have some technical difficulties, just to head that up. So if you are on the Twitch side and you're talking, your comments won't be on stream today. I'm sorry about that. Restream's having an issue. I say an issue. It could be because of the new Twitch policies, and if it is, that's gonna cause some fun stuff. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We can see both chats, so I can't have them mixing.
God. No.
Okay. I'm gonna be really smart with this. I'm gonna do it so that I can still see all my usual stuff. I'm just gonna have my phone up with Twitch chat open on it. Big brain move. Okay. All right. That's very true.
I came to laugh at you.
Thank you for coming to laugh. I hope we're bringing you joy. So, do we have a pop quiz tonight?
Yeah. I got a pop quiz for you on this July 4th.
Okay.
No, we're celebrating America today. America's the greatest country in the United States.
America.
So I got some questions. It's going to put out whatever. You can't get anything out of ChatGPT that hasn't been put into it. The same way with any computer. It's not going to generate anything new.
If I turn my phone face down, I can't see the chat. That was the whole point of putting it up here.
No, hands down, America is the greatest country in the United States. I'm telling you. I ain't no arguing it.
So, just a quick reminder, if you are watching this later on YouTube and you see us and go, who are they responding to? It's the people on Twitter. Oh, I see what you're saying. Turn it down for pop quiz. I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
All right. So, you ready?
What's it about?
It's about America. It's July 4th.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay. So what do we celebrate today? What is today, Trey?
Independence Day.
All right, I'll give you that one. I need my red pen. See if you get your America card. All right.
We
what
celebrate
year?
when Will Smith punched an alien and told it welcome to Earth.
Yeah. And then ruined it by slapping Chris Rock. But what year did the Continental Congress adopt the Declaration of Independence?
I just want to mention real quick, I love history. I'm not good with anything like 1500 forward, really. I'm going to say 1776.
Yeah, see, this is easy. You got this.
Okay.
Who was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence?
Thomas Jefferson.
And doing well.
The movie you watched before you got here, I understand.
Nice. The you failed, yes. Well.
Also, yeah, tonight's gonna be fun with my new puppies. Tonight's gonna be great.
Okay.
They're gonna lose their minds when those fireworks start going.
Oh, okay. What is the iconic phrase found at the beginning of the Declaration of Independence?
Oh, okay. Beginning. How does it start? It's "We the people of the."
No, that's
that's the Constitution. I do not know this one. I'm sorry.
When in the course of human events.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Got it wrong.
Yep.
Which national symbol of the United States is often associated with July 4th celebrations and represents freedom?
The bald eagle or the flag?
How about the Statue of Liberty?
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Gosh, Trey.
I mean, all three, technically.
All right. Traditionally, what tasty food item is commonly associated with July 4th barbecues and picnics?
Hot
Also, base.
dogs.
There you go. So, Mister, let's see what you get here. So where's the Liberty Bell located? Hot wings might be expensive. Dark. I can understand that.
I have seen the Liberty Bell.
Yeah,
I have physically been there. The Liberty Bell is in Pennsylvania.
Okay, that's a state.
It's in.
If there's a city we talk about in Pennsylvania, what's that city going to be?
I literally can't remember a single city in Pennsylvania, and I've been in I've stayed at hotels in specific cities in Pennsylvania. And my mind is a blank right now.
The city of brotherly love.
Philadelphia.
Thank you. Gosh, how many hints?
Whew, thanks for the hint.
Philadelphia. Yes. All right. Next question. Which U.S. state was the first to officially recognize the Independence Day as a legal holiday?
West Virginia.
No, the Mountaineers did nothing of the sort.
Okay.
It's Massachusetts.
Makes sense.
All right.
Emotional
damage.
All right. Couple easy ones here. Okay. Name the document that was adopted on July 4th, 1776, declaring the 13 American colonies independent from British rule.
That was the Declaration of Independence.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Finally, which famous song, often sung on July 4th, serves as the national anthem of the United States?
Oh, it has a name, too. It's not just the national anthem. I sang this in high school. The Star Spangled Banner.
Yes.
Oh, I was really worried about that one.
Oh. Nugget, y'all need to study America.
Ooh.
In the United States.
I'm a bad American.
Tell me more about the country you live in. Come on, man.
Bad American.
You passed, but barely. You got a 70.
70 for 76.
Oh, not bad.
Ooh. Okay.
We're going back over and look at check comments.
DC's not a state, Dark.
Okay. By the way, you got skunked by rain. I just want you to know that.
Oh, I'm sure.
To 100%.
I'm sure. He is a better American than I am. It's close enough.
No, Washington, D.C. is in a state of chaos, but
always.
All right. Wow. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You're just. I cannot believe when you said what state is the Liberty Bell in, my brain went. I have stood in front of it and tried to touch it and got told by a guard I was not allowed to.
Yeah, no. The thing's already cracked.
Yeah, but it was right there, and I was right there, and and I just brain empty completely. Ugh. Well, speaking of brain empty.
Hold on.
Okay.
So I've got not sponsored, but I've got a can of Pringles chips here, right? Yeah. The can. Salt and vinegar. But I just noticed what they put on the side of this.
Okay.
Nothing half full about this can. Like, who are you taking a shot at there, Pringles? Huh? Huh? Got something to say about other chips? Huh?
I guess so.
It's for safety and packaging. Yeah, well.
If it's not half full, is it half empty?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
I'm just saying the Mona Lisa, you know, if it's right in front of me, I'm probably gonna start to without thinking about it. And somebody's gonna have to stop me because I'm an idiot. I have a little tiny pea brain that goes, oh, that looks really cool. Let me touch it.
Yes. Well, that's what that is.
That's why I got bit by a horse, and then kicked by a horse, and then kicked
Ooh.
by a cow.
I was stepped on by a cow. That was well. Look, 90%, 99% of the time, if an animal hurts you, it is your fault.
Yeah, 100%. I'm right there with you.
Right there.
She cheated. She just watched 1776 and headbutted by a goat. That's true. That's true.
There's other elements. Yes, and they won't tell you. Oh, okay. Well,
Cheated. But speaking of head empty, not thinking, let's talk about G-Gundam.
oh man,
I love this show.
I can't stand this show.
I love it.
This is a garbage show.
It was made for me.
Garbage show. Well, yeah, the suit designs are great.
Yeah.
The suit designs are fantastic.
Yeah.
This is such. I know it's a 1994 cartoon, but it's such a holdover from the 80s.
Right.
Where everything's defined by stereotypical things from that nation.
Mm.
You know, the Mexican Gundam had a sombrero.
Yep.
Right. It's the Russian Gundam looked like it had the hat on. The
Yep.
Shaka hat. What was it called? Shaka.
Neil
And,
London the same way with the.
Don't even. No, look. They don't even talk to me about what they. No. I found that episode personally insulting, but that's a different thing. He's 76.
This was made for me. It is all flash. I do think there is substance, but there's not a lot of it in these first 10 episodes, right? It's mostly just, hey, here's the characters. The fights kind of don't matter. They're over really quick, but it is just, hey, what if we put all of these different ideas and shoved them together?
They're not new ideas.
Right.
Look, I get Bloodsport, best of the best, over and over again. Movies through the 80s and 90s, right through there, do that where you have a fighter, some form of fashion, boxer, kung fu, karate, fighting style, whatever, MMA type thing.
Sambo.
Yeah, anything, right? Depends on what country you're from, because that's how you're going to fight.
Yep.
Right? That. And it's really, I do like the mech designs. I think there's a lot of them. I think the, what is it, Dragon Mech, the Dragon Gundam, the Chinese one?
Yeah.
I think it's got a great look
Oh, yeah.
through that.
No, the thing with G-Gundam is I don't disagree with anything either of you were saying.
Yeah.
I think it is very derivative. It is just a bunch of ideas hodgepodge together. The colony designs don't make sense. Everything is a stereotype. The problem is I love it anyway. Because it is exactly like somebody went, hey, do you like this idea? And I go, yeah, I do like that idea. And they go, well, you like this idea, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do like that idea. They went, what if we just shoved all those ideas together? And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. I'm here for it.
No, I find it very reductive, shallow. Like I said, I love the designs of the Gundams we've seen so far. I thought the Egyptian one was just ridiculous, but it's a different thing.
Yeah.
They try to come up with a story for it and everything. But
allowing the deceased to haul in his Gundam to keep on resurrecting with the help of Kyoji.
Oh, like the it's like they come up with like first rule of the, Gundam Fight Club. Don't talk about Gundam Fight Club. But the second rule and all that, where they go through and if a competitor loses his head, he is disqualified.
Yeah.
all that. And look, it could be interesting. I don't think they should have done Gundam show with it. I think there should be another show.
That is definitely something that, of the few criticisms I will give it that I think are an actual problem, is that it's not Gundam. There's no reason for the Gundams to be there. They could have been titled anything else, and it would have been the exact same show.
Yeah. And the piloting thing,
I like it.
It's not... I like the idea of the suits and the way it's set up, but yeah, they're not harnessed to anything.
Right.
And they don't tell me that the cockpit's 0G somehow
Hmm.
or anything. No, I can't. It can't function. It's very. We'll watch the rest of it. And
I do think the plot that they give, it's not a great plot, but I do think Domon gets some really good characterization. I like the cast, and I think that the big thing that G-Gundam has going for it is the music. I think the music in G-Gundam is great. That theme for the Shining Finger, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, is so good.
I don't know, but maybe I'm thrown off by the other stuff of it. Nothing like it's except for the Gundam suit designs, which this is. I thought we watched through a couple other series, and I was like, man, this is a blatant attempt to sell toys.
Right.
No, they hadn't even reached the bottom of the barrel for that yet. This is a blatant attempt to sell toys.
Yeah.
Do that.
I do have one criticism though that really bothers me.
Yeah.
In episode 1, Domon catches bullets from like 17 machine guns.
Right.
Episodes after that, guns are a threat to Domon Kashu, and it takes me out of the scene every time. They hold a gun up, and he's just like, huh.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I know you can stop that bullet. That gun is no threat to you.
Right.
Why are you not just kicking that gun out of their hand?
Yeah. It's maybe if I'd have seen it back then, I don't know. I wasn't watching much TV in 1984, but if I'd have seen it back then, maybe something, because it fits a little better with the time. You know what I'm saying? That trope,
Yeah.
is so overdone.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Yeah, the Russian guy, he's got to look like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, the China guy, his Gundam's got. It's just
For sure. I just love it anyway.
Yeah.
I get hype every time the music plays. I get hype every time he goes, "Rise, Shining Gundam!"
Yeah.
But I watched it as a kid. So it is something that's very nostalgic for me, you know?
Yeah. Not for me.
That's fair. I will freely admit that nostalgia could be mainlining how much I love this series.
Possibly so.
But
Possibly so. I don't like anything where you reduce the human element down to a number of stereotypes.
yeah,
And
no, I agree.
Stereotypes can be funny.
Right.
They can be used and they can be interesting and funny. And there's stuff in there, you know, that's like definitely that makes me think of that country for sure.
Right.
But to have, it's like, no, this is exactly how they are.
Right.
You know.
I think part of it for me too comes from I've read the manga, and in the manga they make a point of saying that the countries, the neo-colonies, act that way because that's what they want to be. They want to be the stereotypical, like, America and the stereotypical France, and so that's why everything has to be themed around that.
So they didn't even get France right. He didn't run away.
Was that?
So they didn't even get France right. He didn't run away.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know.
I like it a lot. I don't blame anybody that doesn't like it, but I like it a lot.
No. We'll sit through it for a few more weeks, and we'll be moving on to Wing, I think.
Yep.
But woo.
Wing, I think, has some weird plot choices, but I think it's a lot more consistent. Because G-Gundam was the first attempt to step away from the Universal Century, you know?
Yeah. There's so many stories to be told in the Universal Century.
Yeah.
And that's where I don't know. That's where the story of Gundam shot. They to me, Tomino hasn't. Yeah, I know they do. The rules don't. The rules are set up as this.
The rules make no sense.
All-encompassing thing. You follow the rules. You don't break the rules. And then to break the rules. The one time where I was like, you know what? Okay, is when the Dragon Gundam was fighting the Egyptian Gundam, and that kid strikes into the sandstorm, and he hits the cockpit.
Yeah.
He freaks out.
Yep.
That was like the one time where the rules became relevant and they mattered to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not just as an ego trip as a punchline at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
You know, you're grabbing the head and going, yes, based on these rules, you know, just get the fight over with. You can say that after.
Yeah. But Dark, it's not just Russia that breaks them either. Neo Spain breaks it too with the stuff with Chico, you know. Neo America breaks it with Chibity. Who's in charge of the fights? Is it the country or the fighter? Because Neo Japan's not setting up fights for Domon. He's fighting them on his own. Neo Canada's not setting up fights for Andrew. He's setting up fights on his own. But Neo America was setting up fights for Chibity.
Yeah.
And Neo Spain was trying to set up fights for Chico. It doesn't make sense. They don't ever, as far as I remember, they don't ever try to make it make sense, you know?
And Japan is the only colony that's actually shaped like the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, the Egyptian space colony has pyramids and sand.
Yeah. Also, there's a tube. It's a tube that's fresh made. And they treat it like it's been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Rain has all of these crazy gadgets, but she never uses them when she needs to. You pointed out she walks around with an oil torch.
Yes.
Yeah, an oil lamp.
Gundams, and she carries an oil lamp.
Yeah.
You couldn't find a flashlight?
Right.
You got nuclear power. Not you.
Not that right. Rain
I love
Nakamura.
Oh man.
I was really excited for us to get to G-Gundam because I felt like you weren't gonna like it.
Yeah.
But
that's the first time you've been right on my eyes about Gundam. Let me tell you.
But I knew that it wasn't gonna be a thing where I felt like I needed to come on here and defend it, because at the end of the day,
it's indefensible.
Well, no, I love it regardless, and I think all of these criticisms are accurate. I just still really love it.
Yeah.
It's different for me with like Shar's Counterattack, where I went into it going like, man, I remember this being really good, and then it was garbage.
Yeah,
and then we get to G-Gundam and like, I remember this being really good, and I'm watching it going, yeah, everything I remember being good about it is good. There's a bunch of stuff that's not, but everything I remember being good is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't admit that, Mark. I didn't admit it was indefensible. I said I'm not going to try and defend those. I can't defend them.
I don't think anybody can defend that. This is an early '90s money grab cartoon. That worse than Transformers, worse than G.I. Joe, worse than Thundercats.
I don't know. I think it's right up there with some of the later seasons, like season 2 of Thundercats. I think it's right up there with season 2 of Thundercats. When it's like, hey, Panthro's making weird new stuff every episode so we can sell the toys.
Yeah. Yeah. When all you need is nunchucks.
Yeah. Now he's got the tank has hyper claws that it doesn't just fire off. It also like fires them up and they join together and come down as a net. It's like, why does it need that? It didn't need that before this.
Watch what you say about Thundercats, all right?
I agree. But that's where I'm at of like, this is that level of, man, I'm having a great time every episode. That's all I need. You know?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I love Thundercats too. I do. But the I don't know. Yeah, great pep talk, Dart. Great pep talk for me watching the rest of the show. Come on.
I think Wing is going to be interesting for you too, because they are the two attempts right away to step away from Universal Century. G-Gundam went, hey, what if we make the universe really weird so that everything's very different? And Wing went, what if we only change a couple things to make it kind of different? And time has told that Wing's direction was the right way to go, because that's what all the other AUs are, is it's like Universal Century, but there's this little change or that little change, you know?
Yeah. I don't know.
I like that G-Gundam tried to be really different from Universal Century. It just should have tried to also be really different from all the shows it's ripping off.
Yeah. It might make it would probably make more sense to me if it was like, hey, each colony has, of course it does. Each colony has it, but actually have a feasible colony in space.
Right. Yeah, I agree. The colonies are dumb. The colonies should not just be floating rocks.
Yes. And every colony is just that country's name with Neo in front of it.
Yep. You telling me there hasn't been one new colony since they left Earth?
Yeah. I don't know. If they like the cockpit, the fighting style, how they control the Gundam reminds me a little bit of like Pacific Rim, right?
Yeah.
But in Pacific Rim, they have a harness.
Yeah, I agree.
Buckled in,
But in Pacific Rim, you don't get to see the injuries show up on the suit as they get hurt, because the Gundam's taking damage.
Yeah.
Just saying, that's a really cool feature.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I will see how they just reduce all the other countries that they bring up down to 3 or 4 stereotypes.
Yeah.
Boy.
At least the characters move past that. Sai Shi is not just the Chinese Shaolin stereotype. He's an actual character.
No, it's physics, Dark. Yeah, we understand it very well. Very well.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Yes. It's the old, you see old cars made of steel and you're like, wow, boy, those cars are tough. Yeah, they didn't have seatbelts.
Yeah.
And the reason people died in the old wrecks, not because their car got crushed, is because the car stopped and they didn't. So they went, right into the steering wheel. That's what killed people in those old cars. I don't know. It's not a good show.
I love it.
I'm sure you do.
So, how's your week been?
It's been all right. I'm still I'm still running around on Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I've got on the main quest. I'm at the ass where I got to go down under the tower. I'm guessing that's got to go find the Demon King and fight him. And I'm avoiding that. Going around, collecting stuff. I'm not necessarily looking to 100% the game, but there's some stuff I want done. Like I got lots of armor. I've got the energy belt thing. I need to get one more little energy cell on there and it'll be full.
Yeah.
When you get to episode 30, okay, I'll keep that in mind. For episode 30, it'll be
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give my $2. But I'm really enjoying that game. When I started playing it, I said, the world seems real big. I know it's going to shrink, and it's kind of got to that point. I've only got a few more light routes to get in the depths.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything in the sky or anything on land that I'm going to find new.
Right.
On that. So the world's gotten small and teleport wherever I need to.
Gotten well past me at this point.
It's a good game. It's a good game. The fuse mechanic and the ultra hand, the stuff you can build, people are going crazy with it.
Yeah.
That's always good for a game, right? That you have something to where you can show off, hey, you can do this in the game. I think it relies too much on fuse and the ultra hand ability.
Yeah.
But I guess that's just the direction that they're deciding to go with it.
Right.
Um, I think it's a really, really good game. I think at the end of the day, now I don't know how the story ends. We're waiting for a good ending, see how it goes. There's a couple twists in there that was like, all right, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's heart wrenching. That's cool. But I don't know if it's such a huge step. Like they release a Zelda game. That's going to be it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, it's got all the news and stuff.
Mhm.
It's right now in the news. It's Diablo 4 stuff and Tears of the Kingdom stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's great. We've been playing that.
I think it's pretty close story-wise to Twilight Princess. I think I mentioned that a couple weeks back when I finished it. I think it's pretty close to Twilight Princess story-wise. Of like, these are good Zelda stories, and good Zelda stories still a lot of times aren't to the same level that a lot of other games are. And I'm not trying to belittle Zelda there. It's just Zelda normally doesn't focus on the storytelling. So.
Yeah, it's just the story's kind of a concept.
Yeah.
Like you know already what you've got to do. You already know what the end goal is to be.
Yeah.
Right? It's just how you get there. And it's a pretty good journey. Some of the armor looks great, some of it looks dumb. But I've been having a lot of fun on that. But really that's about between that and taking care of other things like that I need to. That's about all I've been doing.
Yeah.
Haven't watched any TV or anything like that. But
okay.
I will let you know. I'm gonna beat Tears of the Kingdom soon.
Yeah.
But right now I'm running around. I will say, I fought all the Sage Guardians. I'll call them that.
Yeah.
Fought all those. A couple of them fought multiple ones, so you can fight them in other places. I think what I'm looking forward to doing the most at this point is building a big death machine and just running around shooting stuff.
Yeah.
Saying that, grouping up with the monster hunters and going to camps and everything, that's really cool. I just wish they'd have done more with that.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's basically been my week, children and Zelda. So how has your week been, sir?
Well, my week's been pretty good. It's mostly been barn work, so I haven't got to do too much, but I do have a few things to talk about. Still watching Sense 8.
Excellent.
Halfway through episode 1 of season 2. Not super happy that Coffee's actor had to get changed, but
yeah,
show's still really good. Really, really loved the ending of season 1. That was a great ending. So, firmly recommend that show still to everybody. Sense 8's really good. And I just love that idea of people being connected. Even if, because I'm going to get weirdly, like, paraphysical here for a second, but, like, we're all connected in some ways, right? We're connected by bonds, even if we don't always agree. G-Gundam as an example. We're all still connected by our bonds of friendship, and their bonds go a little bit deeper than that, but it's still cool. I like anytime that a concept of bonds is used in a series, I love that. And Sense 8 takes it to another level that most series don't ever reach. So.
Yeah.
Who you are as a person matters more than what you do as a job or anything like that. And so I think Sense 8 is really cool.
To know people.
Yeah. Firmly recommend that one still. Go ahead.
By the way, I was going to Doc, I haven't seen Neo Germany yet. I'm sure that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that Gundam design, though. The Gundam design is real good. But I also played some games today.
Okay.
And there'll be some videos coming out about them, but I played Battle Bit. I spelled that completely wrong. Battle Bit Remastered.
Okay.
Which is, what if you took Battlefield and you had people that weren't DICE make it, and it was voxel, and it was blocky, but it played as if it wasn't that, and you had maps that had 127 players on each side. Because
Dang.
this game took over Steam. It is now the second most played on Steam. Most played game on Steam for the month. It just jumped up out of nowhere. And it reawoke in me that love for that style of game. Not just like multiplayer shooter, because I'm real burned out on that. But multiplayer, big map, multiple like 6 to 7 points that have to be captured, vehicles back at the base, a whole bunch of players. Somebody goes down, it doesn't matter if you're playing a medic or not, you can revive them. You know, just really, really cool running around that map, picking other people up, having them picking me up. You know, 1 minute I'm throwing a grenade in and I'm getting a kill with a grenade and I'm feeling great, and then I get clipped by a shot from oh, you're right. That was Neo Mexico, not Neo Spain. I'm sorry. I got clipped by a shot from a sniper, and I'm down, and a guy named Squid Fluff picks me up, and then he and I run in, and I throw C4, you know, and it just 127 player nonsense on both sides. It's a lot of fun, and it's like $15 on Steam. And it just goes to show that, man, have they just destroyed that Battlefield series. Because it used to be that, and it's not anymore. Like at one point I got into a Jeep with a gun mounted on top, and I'm driving it around the base trying to find somebody to hop in. A guy hops in, we hit a bridge, he's shooting the gun, we're taking people out, I'm feeling great, but somebody else has driven a motorcycle in and jammed it into the side of the bridge, and I can't get around it in the Jeep. So as I'm trying to push the motorcycle out of the way so that I can keep going, the enemy team has a helicopter flying above, and the guy in the back of the Jeep's trying to shoot down the helicopter, and another person on the enemy team just runs up and throws C4 under the Jeep and blows it up. And it was just this sequence of like, yeah, no, this doesn't happen anymore. Games don't let me do this kind of weird, huge army style game anymore the way they used to. And it was nice just to jump back into that. There's a feature in this game where you can only hear player voices when they die, and you can turn it on or off where you can hear player voices at all time. I did have to turn off player voices when I was recording my video on it, but having player voices turned on just when they die is a hilarious setting, because you're running around the map and you just hear somebody go, "Wait, what?" And then that's all you hear. That's all you get.
That would be a nightmare, Dark. You know that would all sync up. Yeah.
They did change the name of the Kila Gundam to the Spike Gundam dub.
Yeah. The dub is what weird about. I don't keep jumping back to G-Gundam, but it needs it. The dub's not bad. The dub of G-Gundam is the girl, the little girl with the curl.
Yeah.
You know, when it's good, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
When it's bad, it's horrid.
Yeah. Yeah, you have moments where Mark Gotha is doing a great job as Domon, and like the line is guttural, and he's you can still understand what he's saying, which was rare for a guttural line in a dub back in those days. And then you have a guy in the background going, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Well, it's like, you know, everybody has an American accent.
Yeah.
Like hearing ta-ta, ta-ta. It's like, oh.
Yeah. But no, BattleBit's really good. I firmly recommend it. I also played, and I'm going to talk about this for just a really short amount of time. I played a free-to-play game called Eidolon that I was really excited for, but I stopped recording it partway through. It's got a really cheesy intro where you find a massive troll who tells you have to jump down the hole, and if you won't jump down the hole, he puts a weight above you, but the weight doesn't have any markings on it to say how heavy it is. So then your character goes, "Well, how do I even know how heavy that weight is? It doesn't say how heavy it is." And then it pops up like 40 tons. Like, oh, well, I guess it's really heavy then. And it's like, all right, look, I don't want to be here anymore. And then you get through that, and it goes, all right, it's time to play the game. Would you make an account, please, for this game that you're going to be playing all on your own that you already bought through Steam? Would you make an account, please? No, I don't really want to make an account, but okay, I guess I will. And then he goes, all right, so here's the pay-to-win stuff in the store, and we need your credit card information. I was like, no. So, just throwing that out there. Maybe avoid that one. I
don't like it.
I played Paleo Pines. I played the demo for that, which is a farming game that has you riding a dinosaur around. Yeah, so now they have my email. That's a very good point. So they're gonna hound me. But it's a cool game. I think a lot of it is really interesting. I hate the way the main character moves. The main character, when you're on the back of the dinosaur, moves great. When you're not, it's very stiff while also being floaty. And somehow, in a way that doesn't make sense to me, of your character moves like... while also feeling like they're not on the ground at all. And I don't... Well, yeah, exactly. You ride the dinosaur, you're fine. But there are situations where they make you get off the dinosaur to go into town because they say, we can't have you bring your Parasaurolophus into town. It might break something. It's like, excuse me? That is my dinosaur.
Grand Theft Brontosaurus.
It can go where it wants, thank you. But it won't let me take the dinosaur into town, so I have to walk in town. But no, I kind of dig it, you know?
Kind of like the age-old question. You know, what do you give an 800-pound gorilla?
Anything he wants.
Anything it wants, yeah. Whatever it asks you for.
I'm right there with you, Doug. That was my immediate feeling. Also, I'm really unsure what the accents are supposed to be because none of the dialogue is voiced. Early on, you meet a character that is like the Poindexter character. He's got half his shirt tucked in. He's got the pencil protector on his shirt, you know. And then you have right beside him the country farm girl in the hat. And so I'm like, okay, so this is supposed to be like Southern style because she's got accented lines here. But then you get to town and you meet a lady that is using the exact same markings for dialogue that like shorten in words, putting apostrophes on the end. And then like she's also using Australianisms. It's like, well, where am I then in the world? What is going on?
Interesting.
So it's a cool demo. I'm interested in the full game, but it didn't grab me near as much as the Sea of Stars demo did.
Okay.
This is a turn-based RPG.
South everywhere.
Yeah, just everywhere south. Yeah, Australian is as in mate or dinkum. This is a turn-based RPG, Sea of Stars, right? Where your main characters you get to choose from at the start are I don't want to get into what dinkum means and trying to... I am not Australian, nor have I ever claimed to be. I just have heard the phrase fair dinkum too many times in YouTube videos.
You can find his armor and Tears of the Kingdom. Dinkum's armor. Kind of goofy looking.
But in Sea of Stars, your main character choices are a guy that is blessed by the sun and wields a khopesh, or a girl that has been blessed by the moon and wields a staff that she can literally fire moon boomerangs out of. It doesn't really matter which one you choose as your main character. You can switch it at any time, and you take both with you.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Moon boomerangs.
Yep, exactly. So they let you play a very short sequence of the game. And one thing I really like about this demo, even though it doesn't transfer over to the main game, there's a couple times where they go, I would explain this to you, but I can't because it's spoilers you'll see in the full game.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. I mean, yes, the girl with the khopesh would be... Moon boomerangs fired from the khopesh would be pretty sick.
I want to write that book.
Right?
Girl with khopesh.
But the puzzles in this were really good. They reminded me a lot of like Golden Sun puzzles, where you can move blocks around and things like that. The combat is very Super Mario RPG. You have timed hits and timed defenses. You regenerate MP by using your regular attacks, and you have different relics that give you different accessibility features, such as regaining HP after battle, things like that. It's a really well thought out game with a really cool art style, and I'm really excited for it. It feels like Chrono Trigger mixed with Super Mario RPG mixed with just a little bit of Golden Sun, and man, was it fun. I played through that whole demo. I am stoked for that game.
Cute.
So that's pretty much been my week. I haven't had ad times at some point. Yeah, eventually. I haven't had too much time to do anything else. I'm really looking forward to getting caught up on Gundam Witch for Mercury now that it's done. I'm going to try and do that this week leading into next week. We'll see. And then I got my Leviathan box in for 40K. Gotten everything built yet, but I got this big boy built for the Tyranids.
He looks pretty mean.
Yeah, he's a screamer killer.
He got arms like that and he uses a scream?
Yeah.
Okay. Gosh.
And then I guess the last thing is I got some goats painted Friday.
Right on.
Got the red goat that the camera won't focus on because they're too small.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we're not doing that, camera. Thanks.
Interesting. Nice little colors you got going on there.
Are there any barbarian looking? The Beasts of Chaos are pretty barbarian-ish. Most of the chaos, like there are chaos barbarians, literally. Call it Billy Goat Tough. What I wanted to do with the goats was do a different body color for each goat. And so I have like the reddish tinged goat, I have the black goat, and my next one I think is going to be like a pale goat. But I mixed colors for those, and it was the first time that I've really just sat down and mixed colors. And so it took a while just to get those two done, but I'm really happy with how they look. So I'm very excited for more. A moo cow goat. But we can,
moo cow.
What do you cow, moo cow? But we can move into reviews.
All right.
Everybody's probably tired of me talking about weird games that I played today that they can just watch the videos for later in the week. Take Waverly's name off the ice cream list. Ice Cream Wall of Fame. You don't get to stay on there unless you win again this week.
Right.
But
There's fools.
We're starting with Master Detective Archives Rain Code. If you'll remember, this is the one that we saw in one of the shows. It might have been Nintendo Direct, might have been something else. But this is the one that is like Persona-ish, but you're the detective and you can see people's thoughts.
Oh, man.
Dalmatians are just moo cow dogs.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I don't know why the phrase moo cow gets me so bad, but it does.
Does it play like Persona?
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's more of a, like... Also, hi, Roxanne. It seems like it's more of like a like visual novel focus with just a little bit of RPG combat, you know? So,
All right,
as you should.
I'm going 78.
All right. 77 from Ray.
74 from 80 from Roxanne.
And I assume we have an 86 from Waverly.
Right.
The score is 78. Good job, sir.
Yes. Give me my ice cream. Ice cream.
Haven't heard from Will yet tonight. Hope he's doing okay.
Yeah, me too.
Might be working tonight.
Might be. Ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
Come on, Trey. On Trey in.
But this is off topic, but you know that never happens on here, so I'm giving a warning. The saw an article, laying back, just kind of flipping through my phone, and you know those articles is like, remember this actor or actress? You won't even recognize them now.
Yeah.
And it was one for the kid from Forrest Gump who plays Forrest when he's little.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't even recognize him now. And they put the picture up. Like he looks exactly the same. It's terrifying. He looks exactly the same as he did.
Of course.
Longer. I would recognize that guy. Okay.
Maybe ChatGPT wrote that time.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Really? Look. You wait. Just wait.
Slow down, Will. So, digitally downloaded. I got 2 reviews for you here for Master Detective Archives Raincode.
Okay.
Digitally downloaded said the creative team behind Danganronpa and now Raincode are a rare group in video games. They know how to entertain. I didn't even mention the replacement for Monokuma in this game, but Shinigami the Ghostly Reaper is somehow even more brilliant foil. Somehow, that's how they worded it. I did not retake that one wrong. That's how they said it. Is somehow even more brilliant foil and source of sadistic humor than the iconic bear. But under all the hyper-colorful art, the mysteries that would give Sherlock Holmes a run for his money, and the sheer energy and panache of it all, they also offer something intensely thoughtful, with a strong and blunt message to share. As much as I love Danganronpa, by the end of the 3rd in that series, I did think they were running out of ideas. As it turns out, all they needed was a new creative playground.
All right. What system is this on?
I don't know. Let me double check.
Okay. Code sounds so. That sounds like an old game. I can't think what it is.
I'm sorry, Google just died for me and gave me error code. That's all it said, just error code.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm sure not here as well.
It is just on Switch.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh,
that changes some things for me. I was like, this sounds like it could be interesting. I bet it does not play well.
Maybe, maybe not.
My second review for you of it is from Eurogamer. I wonder how they feel about Neo London's gun. That says, if Kanai Ward's aesthetics, character design, art, and environment are convincing, from a performance standpoint, some frame rate breaks are detected, especially on the walk through the city. Some loadings are also time-consuming, and there are passages where some approximations to objects or characters reveal fewer textures. Still, and for the type of proposal that it proposes to build, in the universe of mystery and crime games, this title manages to entertain and provide a consistent challenge with a pleasant variety of mechanics and segments, hints, and clues, even if these mostly prove to be of great simplicity. However, it lacks the desirable balance between the slower moments of investigation with the fast pace of the mysterious labyrinth, to the point of providing a better rhythmic and more captivating experience. Now, I read that for you knowing it would give you no information because it's word salad, because I'm pretty sure that review was written by ChatGPT. And it was just too on point with what we've been talking about not to read that for you.
Yeah. I'm sure it doesn't, but I'm biased when it comes to Sherlock Holmes. That is, I've had Sherlock Holmes stories and stuff since I was little.
Yeah.
Sherlock's
great.
Yeah. More famous than the author. I think it's so. What's weird, once again off topic, right? So Arthur Conan Doyle is so opposite of what Sherlock Holmes is.
Yeah.
Like Sherlock Holmes, science man, deadly serious. If you can't see it, look at it to understand it, it's irrelevant.
Right.
Sherlock Holmes would balk at the idea of ghosts or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So Arthur Conan Doyle was all over that. He went fairy hunting.
Yeah.
And all that. He was the complete opposite of Sherlock Holmes and ended up hating Sherlock. But that's besides. I'm going to go 74 for the recommended.
E-to-eo. We had a 77 earlier, too.
Yeah. 77.
The score is 70%.
Okay.
So, very close, everybody.
Yes.
Next up, I have a game I'm very excited for. Because we have Trails into Reverie.
All right.
The newest Trails game.
Yeah. So I got to watch my score.
Look, it's really funny to me that you and I can sit here. We've been friends for a while now. You've known me longer than we've been friends, but we've been friends for a while now.
No, what I said was, I've known you longer than you've known me.
That's true.
Reason why is I've known you for about a 10th of your life. You've known me for about a 16th of mine.
Yeah, we were friends before we ever met, is what you're trying to say. I appreciate that.
No.
But
I'm using math.
G-Gundam, we can look at it. We can go, look, you can say whatever you want. I'm going to love it no matter what. Trails comes up and you go, all right, look, I got to be careful what I say here.
All right. I've got the minimum score. Yeah. You know, based on that Sherlock remark, I bet they've never even read any Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, they probably haven't.
Read it. Just a study in Scarlet. Just read that one, okay?
There was a really funny video that I saw that was like, could Sherlock Holmes solve the mystery in Death Note and figure out who Kira is and figure out that it's Light? And the answer was, yes, absolutely he could. The question is not if he can, it's how quickly can he do it?
How long would he sit on that answer while everybody else makes a fool of themselves?
Yeah, before he says anything. All right, so for anybody who doesn't know, this is the newest for us, not new for Japan, Trails game. This one's been out for about 3 years in Japan. It's called Hajimari over there, but it's Reverie over here, and we're finally getting it. What do you mean spoilers? Like, it's episode 1. What do you mean? But, no, this is the closing game in the Cold Steel, Trails in the Sky, and Crossbell games for all 3 of them.
Okay.
The next game that comes out for us will be the new story. So, you've never seen Death Note? Well, it's about a guy named Light, and then this guy named Kira shows up in the same episode.
All right. I'm gonna go with 88.
Okay.
On that, you gotta give it a pretty decent high score.
Roxanne says 85. 77 from Faith. That's ugh. The score is 80. So you gave it a higher score than the critics did. But
Yes.
I have a few blurbs here for you.
You have what for me?
A few blurbs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what I heard. I have FU.
No. No.
Someone wrote a review about me. They don't like me. Is that it?
If they do, we will find them. I am already mentally prepared for, like, if we haven't yet, but if we ever get a comment that is, like, disparaging you, I'm not going to delete it, but I'm going to respond.
Okay. That's fine. I'll respond. Just let me know. Tell them I appreciate them.
That won't be the words that I use. Six Axis says, The Legend of Heroes Trails into Reverie is a crossover epic over a decade in the making, and it sticks the landing so well. Longtime fans of the franchise are in for an almost overwhelming level of callbacks, story conclusions, and narrative fan service. In between all of that, the endless Reverie corridor provides an addictive way to dig just as deep into the combat mechanics as the story digs into the furthest reaches of Trails lore. This is a massive ending to a massive saga, and as long as you've kept up with every entry so far, you're guaranteed to enjoy. For sure, Dark. And that, real quick, I haven't played the game yet. I'm excited to. They gave out a bunch of free copies to Trails YouTubers, and they just skipped me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it got lost in the mail. So I'll be playing it whenever it comes out in a couple days. But I will say, as much as I love that series, you should not play this game if you have not played the 10 games that came before it. Because you will not know what's happening.
Asking a lot.
I know it is, which is why I don't blame anybody. But this is 100% a game for people that played those 10 games.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Staying consistent over that and wrapping it up now, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Want a new Gundam game? I'm right there with you. The second review I have for you says, from PlayStation Universe, Trails into Reverie should have been the best send-off one could ask for in this great franchise. Unfortunately, it's the complete opposite. The duality of its story takes away from its narrative, and the introduction of every gotcha mechanic, not gotcha with an A, gotcha as in I gotcha, mechanic present in most mobile RPGs hurts more than it should. Though its combat and writing remain stellar, the rest of the game fails to capture the greatness of the titles that came before.
Okay.
Ryan Waverly's theory, not a bad idea.
Sticking with the same score, I understand. I'm going to go one lower than that. I'm going to go 76 on the recommended.
Okay. The score is 88%. If
Okay.
you'd stuck with your 88, you'd have had it.
Yeah, probably, but it'd be okay.
A new Journey to Jaburo would be great. I will be making a video on this game as soon as I possibly can. So we have one last game for review tonight. I almost saved it for next week because review embargo dropped today, but I did a little bit of digging and a lot of reviewers skipped it. So this is probably about as many reviews as it's going to wind up getting. So let's talk about Everybody 1-2 Switch.
Is this another Switch family game?
Yep.
Okay. I swear, I know they come up with a bunch of them. Nothing beats the original Wii Sports as far as that goes. I haven't found anything.
Yeah.
Everybody poops. Everybody poops.
I mean, it's true, though.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say 76 for this one. Right
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting to me that the recommended's higher than the score. I think it's just because the people that like that series really like it, and the people that don't really don't, and probably shouldn't be reviewing it at that point, really, other than just to say, hey, you shouldn't play this if you haven't played the others.
Yeah.
Because 11 games into a series, you probably should know what you're getting into.
Yeah, don't start out by reading Dune Messiah. You'll be lost.
This is a party game, Dark. It's in the vein of 1-2 Switch, Wii Sports, Wii Party, Wii Play, Wii Music, all that stuff.
Outdoor activities, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm. The score is 60.
All right, then.
Your first review is from Press Start that says, at the end of the day, Everybody 1-2 Switch attempts to shake up the formula of its predecessor by introducing second screen games and upping the potential player count considerably. And it does a decent job of it. Even at a cheaper price of entry than the last game was at launch, though, the issue of longevity comes with a mixed quality of its 17 included minigames and threatens to limit the potential fun. That's true, Dark. That's true. That's what we see with a lot of the sports games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your second review is from Metro Game Central, who says, a game whose very existence is absolutely baffling, with a tiny collection of completely uninteresting minigames that remain dull and unimaginative no matter how many people are playing.
All right. All right. You ready?
Yep.
I'm going to give it a 58.
Seems like most of Chad is in line with you on that. There are a couple of different Switch controllers you could use, but only one of them has the...
There's two. There's one on each side.
Yeah. Only the Joy-Cons have the kind of movement that's probably going to be required. I mean, technically the Pro Controller has it, but like... You're not doing this with the Pro Controller trying to...
Yeah, fair enough. That's true.
The score is 20%.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, I want to point out that out of the reviewers, it seems like only one person recommended it.
Okay.
So
I'll probably have kids.
probably.
Yes. 20.
Pretty rough. Pretty rough.
Yeah.
Let's
Not-
move into announcements.
All right.
Our first one is not really big news, I guess. I mean, I think everybody could have expected it at some point. Niantic is killing NBA All World and Marvel World of Heroes and the Harry Potter game, and also eventually will probably kill off the other one they had, the spy game that started the whole trend.
Yeah. My game's what it's kind of like the base level for the Pokemon Go
Right.
because it's all the same landmarks.
Yeah. Because they just want to focus on Pokemon Go, and they want, as they quote, top priority is to keep Pokemon Go healthy and growing as a forever game. So
Okay.
every dev in the company is being shifted Pokemon Go, except for the people making Monster Hunter now. And I don't have high hopes for that game to live, and those people not to also be moved to Pokemon Go. But we'll see. We'll see. Technically, they also have a Walking Dead game and a Jurassic World game and that Pikmin game, but you don't ever hear those get talked about, do you?
No. That sounds like they're I don't know. I got this telltale feeling about this company,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Telltale game was like killing it there for a while, just oversaturated everything.
Yeah.
Every MP they could. And they had one really good game, which was what was it called? It was a werewolf game.
Wolf Among Us.
Wolf Among Us, yeah.
Yep. I give Niantic a 20%. I think like Pokemon Go hit at the perfect time, and then it has a really dedicated player base, and then it has really undedicated people, but that will still log in once every couple months. And then maybe, hey, my inventory is still full. I guess I need to drop $5 more, or,
Yeah.
it's making money.
Yeah. And the Pokemon Go is really weird because it matters where you live.
Yep.
If you got a bunch of historical landmarks if you live in a city and you got a bunch of historical landmarks there, you're going to be better off than somebody lives out in the country. You're not going to have many spots. Though they had a thing where you could say, hey, I could file to have my house as a Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I'm just saying I could.
Yeah. I 100% will still boot it up when I go somewhere else. When I went on my honeymoon, I booted up Pokemon Go. Because I was in a place that had a bunch of Pokestops everywhere, Pokemon all over the place. It's like, sure, yeah, I'll catch some Pokemon. Why not? I come back home, I don't boot it at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is just that, right? And
But it's hard for me to play. I'm not allowed out of this room, so I can it's hard for me to play.
there are some people that are super dedicated to the game, but they're super dedicated. I know a guy that is getting a living dex of every Pokemon in Pokemon Go, including the shinies. And to do that, you have to spend so much money for Pokemon storage. And he's just dedicated to it. He's going to get it all. And I asked him, what happens if you get a new phone and they can't transfer over your Google account?
Got to get another phone.
Yeah, right. But I mean, maybe. But specifically, he wants that living dex. This is a whole aside, I've never understood the point of a living dex. Like, yeah, you caught one every Pokemon. That's great. I've already caught those Pokemon in multiple different games, so I don't need them all in one game, sitting in a box where I'm not going to use them.
I'd rather just have one good Pokemon.
Yeah.
Just
Or
take care of.
a good team,
Yeah, depending on the
you
game, I guess.
but I don't need all of them in one box. It's not going to, I don't know. Maybe people just really like that collection aspect of it. I can't say much.
Boy.
I have these.
That's what I'm moving on. I've got almost every armor piece in Tears of the Kingdom, and the only reason I'm doing that is to have every armor piece.
Yeah. I've got these, so I mean, I can't say much about collecting stuff.
And there's that one weirdo out there that's got more Gundams than any human needs.
Yeah, I wonder who that is.
And get shot down for that. Told I'm wrong. God bless him.
I agree. They need a game that has all the Pokemon in them 100%.
Yeah.
You do? You do? There's not even a question. You do?
That's not a question, sweetie.
You're good buddies with Shell Shocker. That's all that matters. There you go. Mochi Cat and BTS Island. You know what I don't understand, though? Why are they making Avatar The Last Airbender Quest for Balance?
I don't know. That is such a great cartoon. That is very solid. Such a well done. I like Legend of Korra. It's good. Avatar is kind of groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It's about what it will encompass, and they've been trying just to grab money out in different ways. Sometimes, most of the time, failing miserably when they try to put it out a bit different.
Now, hold on just a second, though, because we got to clarify one thing here. Yes, you have more Gundams than me. I don't just collect Gundams. I also collect Warhammer. I also collect Kamen Rider. I also collect Super Sentai. I also collect One Piece memorabilia. All that costs money, my friends.
Films and books. I got lots of books. I can't say nothing.
I also collect films and books.
Yes.
And Godzilla.
Fair enough. Godzilla's pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't think Korra could reach what the original Avatar Airbender did. It almost was redundant, but
yeah,
not truly, not exactly, but it almost was.
Well, and this game is like not good, right? Like that's the biggest issue with it. Really, is you could make a good Avatar game. Because Avatar was great, but this game is not trying. It's being made by the same devs as the SpongeBob SquarePants racing games, or the Nickelodeon racing games, I guess. And it's just not. The animations are so bad. At one point, Aang does like the poof, and then fire comes up, and it's literally I could make a better fire effect in After Effects. Like that is an easy thing to do. It's just not good, and so it's really confusing. It looks like a PS1 game in a lot of ways, so I don't understand why they're making it.
I played a lot of PS1 games. These are the greatest graphics ever. How can they be more realistic?
Yeah. But talking about realistic, let's talk about Power Wash Simulator's roadmap. I'll be honest, I only put this on the docket because I know that everybody on this podcast is so tired of hearing about Power Wash Simulator.
But I'm more. It's not the Power Wash Simulator. It's the whole roadmap idea.
Yeah.
It's, a couple of companies put them out. Look, I was thrilled to get the Lotro roadmap.
Yeah.
For the year. Right?
Yeah.
And now everybody's got a roadmap.
Yeah. Oh, also, Dark, forgot to mention Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Digimon cards. Just saying.
So
roadmaps, yeah. Was that? Sorry.
So nothing actually valuable.
No, none of it valuable. So the roadmap is basically just, hey, in June 29th, which has already happened, so I don't know why they even put it on the roadmap. Yeah, Digimon, the new Digimon card game is actually really good, Dark. The old Digimon card game was bad, but the new one's actually really good. That's a good point. Hey, I'm not going to comment on that, but that's a good point. June 29th was the SpongeBob one. That's already happened. Why even have that there, right? And then they just have to be announced a VR set, like not even a date there.
We need to put a roadmap every year and just put
Right.
to be on it. There's a
then-
roadmap.
Sometime in Q3, the Muckingham Files. Don't tell you what that is. Just it's free. There's that. Paid DLC, and then sometime in Q4, free seasonal content and the Warhammer 40K paid DLC. That's all this is. That's all this roadmap is. They literally put up a roadmap that was, hey, here's the stuff that's already out, and then here's stuff we don't know when it's happening. It's sometime that area of the year. There's other states in there somewhere.
Basically, fill it in as you see fit.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a buzzword.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to use it.
Next up, we have Humble Bundle games for the month.
Oh, nice. Okay. What are they offering?
We have The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition, which I believe Dark just reviewed. Dark, if you want to throw a link to that in the chat, or send me the link if you don't want the deal to get mad at you. I can post the link. You're still reviewing. Okay, well, when you finish it, send me the link. Tim. So if you heard me talk about Tim last week and got excited, there you go. Yakuza 4 Remastered, which Yakuza 4 is one of the best Yakuza games. So there you go. That's the one that has Saejima in it and Akiyama. Road Warden, which is an indie adventure RPG where you are the Road Warden. That's
Road Warrior was copyrighted.
right. So that seems like it could be cool enough. Kraken Academy, that is a school RPG visual novel thing.
I liked it better the first time. What was it called? Monster High?
Yeah. Merchant of the Skies, which is a weird, sky-based society sim with pixel-style graphics. I played a little bit of it because I got a free copy a while back. It's all right. It wasn't my type of game at all, but, might be somebody's. And then two more, which are Ozymandias, Retake. Ozymandias Bronze Age Empire Sim, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Bronze Age Empire Sim. And Shotgun King, the final checkmate. Chess, but your army has gone over to the white side, leaving you with nothing but your royal shotgun and your wounded pride. So I'm going to play that one. That sounds great. Dragon Academy was fun. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
The world's ending every day.
Right. And then finally for announcements. And I saved this one as a redacted. Mobile Suit Gundam. Requiem for Vengeance. Hey, do you know how we watched Igloo? And how we said at the end of Igloo that we wanted more Igloo?
Yeah, I like what they were doing with that.
They're making more Igloo.
Okay, good.
So it's going to be called Requiem for Vengeance. It's going to be set around the 1 Year War. It's with that CG style, but this time it's going to be made in Unreal Engine 5. It's just more Igloo, and I'm so stoked for that.
Yeah. I like those stories, the individual stories of, because humans are in this, people are in this war.
Right.
And it affects their lives and everything. I like Igloo.
It is a show, not a game. Yes, I'm sorry for getting your hopes up there, but I'm really stoked for this. We'll see if they put the Spirit of Death in there or not. We'll see. But that's it for our announcements. We don't know anything else about it, when it's airing. The trailer came out and it was a 50-second trailer. I recorded a reaction to it, but I wasn't sure if I even wanted to put it up because it's nothing, right? There's no information in there. It's just, yeah, this is in the 1 Year War and here it is. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. But
My Sexy Death is death from the Sandman graphic novels.
that's fair.
Another story on entirely.
Well, that takes us into the news.
Right on.
And the Terraria dev has been asked a couple questions about 12 years of Terraria.
Yeah.
And he answered a few of them because I'm so sorry. The newest update just came out. And it's update 1.4.5. And basically the questions were asked like, you know, how long does it take to do one of these patch cycles? And he says it's like a month to do a single patch cycle, even after it's done, to do like the polishing and everything, because it's a single dev, right? Yeah, the fireworks, it's going to be happening soon around here.
But let's be honest, most devs are probably single.
But then they asked, you know, hey, after this update, how many more updates are there going to be? Because multiple times the Terraria dev has said this is the last update, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the response was, I don't even know anymore. And I asked, well, why do you keep doing it then if you're not sure? And he said, honestly, after 12 years, the game still sells like hotcakes. There is so much demand, it's really hard for me to work on something new because I know I could just keep making more money off of this and people already love it. Well, that's a really interesting perspective to see, you know?
Yeah.
Because most people would have just said, well, it's my passion, you know?
Mm.
But he was just straight up about it. Yeah, no, it's still making a ton of money. Like, all right, yeah, I mean, thanks for being honest.
Yeah.
Not a very big story, but just, you know, a little fun story. Then we have yeah, that's right. That's right. Lies of P demo.
Lies of P.
Is
That's
forever. So this was originally a timed demo, but they've extended it to forever. It's a pretty big demo, too. It's like 3 or 4 hours.
Dang.
So, you know, hey, if you were holding off on doing this, check it out. Couldn't beat the proper boss of it. I need to check it out now that it's forever. I was like, I don't remember, because I honestly thought the demo had already ended. Because I knew it was a timed demo and I didn't remember when they said it was going to end. So, you know, guess I should check it out now. But just a little thing. I almost put that in announcements, but I was like, you know what? We'll go ahead and just throw it in the news. Because it is kind of cool. Because it's not that long. Like I said, I haven't tried it myself, but I saw a lot of reports being like, man, this is like a 5-hour demo. And I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty great.
You take a 3-hour nap in the middle.
Right. So, I got 2 more news stories for you tonight. This first one is about a cheater at a 40K GT at a grand tournament. Now, I'm going to set this up for you because this is the weirdest cheating story I've ever heard. And a lot of the details are really hard to get a hold of because Games Workshop does not have a list of cheaters. They don't do that. They just remove the person's name from the tournament and then don't allow them. They're barred from going to other tournaments. And only the TOs get to know the name. So if they don't share it, nobody knows it, you know? So it's really hard to, like, get a lot of the information because it gets expunged. Games Workshop is of the opinion that if we just wipe their existence from the records and don't allow them to play anywhere, then people won't be inspired to do like they did. Which, personally, I think I'm on the other end of that. Like, make sure everybody knows the name so he can't show up to local tournaments and cheat there. But maybe he'll change his ways. I don't know. Probably not. So, at a GT in Manchester. Redacted. Your name is now redacted. But at a GT in Manchester, this guy shows up with the most meta list for 10th edition, right? It is full Eldar with full Inferno cannons. He is rolling out mortal wounds. He is winning already just because he brought this list, right? Because it's before any of the big patches for 10th edition. This is what the community has found to be the strongest army in the game right now. This version of this army he's bringing. So he brings all this, and every single match he gets into, he goes first. So at the start of every game of 40K, you roll dice to see who gets to go first. And this guy rolls a 6 every time. Now that could happen, right? Statistically. Could happen. But then he also gets 6s right when he needs them. But he's also rolling some 1s here and there, so people are like, okay, well, maybe he's not cheating. Well, by the time he gets to the 4th player that he's up against, the 4th player is like, no, I don't trust this. Call a TO over here. We're going to check this. And this is where things get weird. Because the guy doesn't then say, okay, yeah, no, my dice are loaded. The player that he's up against says, I think his dice are loaded. We need to test them. The TO doesn't say, well, we're going to roll the dice 10, 15, 20, 100 times, whatever, see what it comes up as. He says, okay, so what we need is a bowl of water with salt in it. And we're going to roll it in there. So this guy stands there, knowing his dice are loaded, while the guy that he's playing up against, who called the tournament organizer, goes and buys a bowl, salt, and a thing of water, and they set this whole thing up and prove the dice are loaded, because you can put a loaded die into salt water and roll it, and it will always come up as the number, right?
Yeah, well, the TO just found out where the term eureka comes from.
Right.
And he's really excited to use it in real life.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
This guy just stands there, doesn't say a word, right? Throughout all this. The TO goes, hey, your dice are loaded. And the guy goes, yeah, my bad, you're right. So the TO goes, okay, you're disqualified. And the guy says, okay, yeah, Dark, if you roll it in the salt water, it will always come up as the weighted number. Always. Which it will also do if you roll it in the dice box. Anyway,
Yeah.
So this guy goes, okay, but are you going to confiscate anything? And the TO says, no, we just want you to leave. You're disqualified. Everybody you beat gets an immediate win against you. You're not allowed at any of our tournaments anymore, and you're not allowed at any Games Workshop tournament ever again. So the guy goes, okay, can you watch my army for a second? I need to go to the bathroom. So the TO's like, all right, I guess I'll stand here and watch this guy's Eldar army while he goes to the bathroom. Guy goes to the bathroom, comes back, takes his army, and leaves. The guy he was going to play against is like, why did he go to the bathroom, though? Why not just take your stuff and leave? So he goes in there, and the loaded dice are in the bottom of the toilet. So the guy got caught, and then didn't take his loaded dice home. He tried to flush them, even though they're loaded, and so aren't going to go down the drain.
Yeah.
So, this is the meme of the community for a little while now.
Yeah.
Because, like, he couldn't, first off, don't bring loaded dice to a tournament. Like, it's bad enough that you're doing it when you already have an army that's probably going to win anyway, but you shouldn't be doing it at all. But then to stand there while the other player goes and spends money to prove you're a cheater when you know you are.
Yeah.
Just to throw your dice in the toilet afterwards? Like, why?
Guys let me down. They got me caught.
Yeah. The worst part is they're the first Google search. When you put in loaded dice, they are the red D6 and D1, basically. It's two 6-sided die, but they're always going to come up as 6 and 1. And you can get them for like $25 on Google. It's the first ones. It was very obvious. So, yeah. Why even bother going to all that effort to paint up your army? Like, you got to buy the models, you got to build them, you got to paint them, just to then use loaded dice. Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is, like, I can't condone cheating with loaded dice in just about any situation. But if you're going to do it, don't have it as a 6 and a 1. What is wrong with you? Have it as Dark said, like a 4. So you can roll something high when you need it. But, like, It's like people that bring loaded dice to D&D or to Pathfinder or whatever. It's like, what is the point of playing anymore? Like,
to be cool.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh, Half Turns Pod, thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. We're having some weird stuff with the stream today when it comes to Twitch chat, so you can't see your stuff on stream, but we can still see your comments. So we're glad you're here. Thank you. Be stupid, be smart about it, for sure.
Yeah, if you're going to do something stupid, be smart about it.
Yeah. But just don't cheat it at video games or tabletop games or whatever. But also don't make your opponent go buy a salt bath to put the dice in. Like, come on.
I said that right before I saw Rain's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% of the time, 40% of the time. Yes.
And again, thanks so much for that raid. We appreciate it. So let's talk about our last news thing for the night, which is the Pokemon Company has made official forums.
Okay.
In 2023. Such a weird, it took them a while, but they finally got to it. They've got official forums on their website. Now, this is a thing that could have been really useful many years ago, right?
Yes.
But would you like to guess what the trending topics are on the official Pokemon forums?
There's no telling.
So,
I'm gonna guess no.
The first one is, what's your favorite Pokemon? Like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Second one is, every Pokemon character's LGBTQ. Which Pokemon would you eat for lunch? Which Pokemon is the hottest? 1 billion lions versus every Pokemon. What Pokemon would be the best at operating a Hyundai 225L7 forklift? And what human character is the fruitiest? So, okay. You know, it's the perfect time to make Pokemon forums.
Because they're delicious.
I think it's really funny that, like, when this would have been a thing, they didn't do it. When forums were all the rage. And now that everybody's moved to Reddit, Twitter, and Facebook and all that, and Tumblr, now they make their forums.
They're not all poisonous, only the poison type. And then you just got to cut it right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
My favorite part about it, too, is they have the forums broken down into 5 sections. And those sections are Play Pokemon, which is about the games. Specifically Pokemon Unite as its own thing. The Pokemon Trading Card Game as its own thing. But the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live as its own thing, which I assume is their intention. You discuss the live games being played.
Yeah.
And then the Pokemon Community. That's your 5 breakdowns. That's all you need. You don't need to break it down any further.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally a series where they break it down by generation. Surely, if you're making forums, you break it down by generation.
Yeah.
But
no, they wanted each brand of toxicity to have its own place to speak.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not a big thing. I just thought it was really weird and funny that, 30 years after Pokemon was created, maybe more than that, hold on. Year what? Like, what year was it originally written down? Okay, so it came out in 96. The idea started in 94.
Yeah, because it was originally called Pocket Monster.
Right.
We shortened it.
So, from 94 to today, they finally have official forums.
They got there.
Congratulations. All right, so let's throw it over to Rundgren's corner.
All right. Well, we always start this off with a birthday. And today is Post Malone's birthday.
Oh, okay, nice.
Post Malone, I'm sure he's getting a tattoo right now.
Probably.
So he can watch, so he'll catch up later.
Logo's right up there, Post Malone, if you want to get a tattoo of it.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. Right there. Well, that's a go. But yeah, so happy birthday, Post. All right. So I got to tell you about a woman.
Okay.
All right. I got to tell you. All right, come on. So, lady's name is Lynn Kelly.
Okay.
She is 64. She lives in Porter, Maine. I don't think that'll count as doxing. It's part of the story, but look at that. But 64. She at her home. She was tending her garden. She likes to do that. Take care of her garden. She takes care of her garden. It takes care of her. She has a dog, and she loves her dog, and she loves her dog a lot. And this dog, started like barking and yapping, getting like real crazy, right? And it bolts into the woods. And Miss Kelly, standing in her garden, was like, what's gotten into the dog? So she starts calling the dog. She, come back. The dog does come back with its tail tucked and freaking out, running back, followed by a black bear. Now she didn't lose her mind or anything. She remained calm. She stood. She made herself appear large, which is, if as far as bear goes, if it's black, you attack. You don't really attack. You just look like you're going to.
Right.
If it's brown, you lay down.
Mm-hmm.
Lose interest in you. If it's white, you get right with Jesus because there's no hope.
Yeah. No, you're God. I'm sorry.
So she stood and made herself appear large, which is recommended in a black bear encounter.
Right.
And you're supposed to slowly retreat. But instead of slowly retreating, she decided to take the bear on and punch it in the nose.
Oh.
The 64-year-old woman, she was very concerned for her dog in her garden, as I would think. So she punched the bear in the nose. And she got bit. She got bit and had to get stitches on her hand. Now I did mention she lives in Maine. There's a reason for that. That's because Maine has one of the largest black bear populations in the U.S.
Yeah.
Now, I realize that's not a very smart thing to do, but I'm kind of impressed.
I gotta give her credit.
I wouldn't think to punch a bear. And when I say she got stitches, the bear bit her hand, and she got stitches on her hand.
Yeah.
That was the extent of it. That's all she got. She stood toe to toe with the bear, threw a swing, booped the snoot in the most violent way possible with her fist, and got her hand bit. And she had to get stitches.
But she punched a bear.
She punched her. Yeah, it's like this story's going to go on forever, right? like you've got. I would be telling everybody.
Yeah.
Came in the yard. So what'd you do? I punched it. This is up there with the guy. There's video of this.
Yeah.
The guy protecting his dog from the kangaroo.
Yep.
The kangaroo will jack up a dog.
Yep.
And that's
bam.
That's hilarious. I do not condone punching wildlife.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this show, I said 99% of the time, if you get hurt by an animal, domestic or wild, it is your fault.
Yeah.
I think, an unseen rabid dog running at you fills in maybe that 1% of the time.
Right.
Where it's not necessarily your fault through there. But I had to call out Miss Kelly to you. I think her name, I think there needs to be some recognition.
Yeah.
Possibly a statue with her like in full like pose at the bear. and everything. Really good. So it's not a long story. But by the way, this is we get all this information from a guy named Mark Laddie, who is the spokesperson for the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. I want to give a shout out to him because we wouldn't know about this if it doesn't.
Right.
I
I was your age. I fought a bear.
want to reiterate some suplex together. Yeah, you remember the kangaroo guy? Awesome. Yes. When I was your age, I fought a bear.
Dark, you have never said a sentence that I agree with more than I want to see someone suplex a kangaroo. I don't want to see a kangaroo get hurt for no reason, but I do want to see a kangaroo get suplexed. And I can't reconcile those two things in my mind.
It's hard to do.
All right.
So yes, the dog's fine.
Good.
Like I said, she got stitches in her hand. They do give out some stuff in the article. It says for if you live in Maine and black bear country, remove or secure your bird feeders.
Yeah, don't punch them.
Right. Make sure that your garbage is shut. Don't leave your pet food outside. Don't attract the bear's attention.
Yeah.
With this, which it wasn't her fault. This was the dog's fault, right? With the bird's attention gone. But
hold on, Faith, I got you.
If suplex is a wrestling move.
That's a suplex.
There's a few different, there's German suplex, there's different suplexes. Just watch a John Cena match, you'll hear him yelling them out. Get some John Cena fan just like, yo, shut up. You can't see him. I
just pulled up the Saban suplexing a train from Final Fantasy VI GIF and showed that on stream instead.
Gotcha. That'll work. Boom. That should give you the idea.
So, you finished A Beast Inside last week.
Yes. Which anybody watching, there's two endings to it. And we picked one with that.
Go ahead.
Doesn't give you the option to like save and then go see what the other ending is. You have to play the whole game again.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. But it was a good game. I like that game.
For any of our new viewers or anybody that might not know, I'm about to show 3 games on screen. Please don't say them in the comments. Please just say 1, 2, or 3, because we're going to do a vote for what he's playing tomorrow. And there's your 3 games. And the poll has started on Twitch, but if you're watching on YouTube, you can also just say 1, 2, or 3 in the chat. We got some options. You're linking me something? Could be really scary. Dark sends me things, and it's like a 50% chance of being something that I'm really excited for, and a 50% chance of just being like, what is this?
Look.
You gotta send it to me. I won't let you do it, Dark. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Y'all need to understand. Nightbot is an angry drunk. Okay?
He's been off on ads all night tonight.
Yeah.
And lots of, it's ad time right now. It's everybody be quiet. It's time for an ad.
Ah! That's a good link, Dark. Yes. NXT wrestling.
Okay. Post this.
I'm not a wrestling nerd, except for like the old stuff. Like after the Attitude Era, I got.
Are you not?
I got nothing really. Like early like 80s, when it was like they would go to an empty barn and fold out seats and put them up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
NWA wrestling. Until NWA ended up meaning something else.
Yeah.
Through that. But yes, lots of different types of suplexes. Belly to belly, German. Yes. Good stuff.
Suplexes are great.
Speaking of that, found a kilt that is signed by Roddy Piper,
Nice.
like one of my top of all time wrestlers, and it's way too much. I can't afford it, but I got a picture of it. I was so glad to. It made me happy.
Yeah.
To see it. I'll just put it that way.
So, the vote has ended. We have YouTube gave the deciding vote because it was a tie on Twitch. Dark might have forgotten to vote, but either way, Dark voted for the same thing as YouTube. So, one has definitely won. And one is a brand new game for you. Really excited for. Called Eternal Threads.
Does it deal with the fates? I wonder.
Sorta. I just sent you the code. And I will give you the description of this game. Because I had it up. I was hoping it would win tonight. Because I mentioned to you before that I was hoping you would finish The Beast Inside because I had a new game that I was really excited you'd see.
Yeah.
Rolled it tonight on the exact same number again that Beast Inside was because I put it on there instead of Beast Inside.
You got loaded dice.
Apparently, I have loaded dice that roll 8s, which is not ideal.
No.
But Eternal Threads is a single-player, first-person, story-driven puzzle game of time manipulation, choice, and consequence.
Okay.
So it is kind of like a Beast Inside, except it's about time.
Yeah, there was only 2 times in The Beast Inside. So we'll see about that. That's interesting. Eternal Threads.
Eternal Threads. And we don't mention this very often, but I do just want to give a special shout out to a website known as PC Gaming Wiki because it is great being able to check that and know all of the requirements to be able to know if this is a code, like when I send you a code, if it's something you're actually going to be able to play. I've started using it ever since the problem that we had with Ollie Ollie World, and it is great to have a website that just tells me all that. It's a website that is run by people that do it all for free, so I just wanted to give it a quick call out.
Nice.
Speaking of call outs, you got any plugs tonight?
No, I am like, I got my head up Link's butt, so no.
That's fair. That's fair. I had one at the start of the show and I didn't write it down like I always don't. So,
Ooh.
yeah, just what's the name of the game again? Look it up on Steam. It is Eternal Threads. Just plug all of you. Thank you for checking out our stuff. Thanks for being here and watching, Means a lot.
Yeah, we do appreciate y'all. That's the biggest reason why we do this. You know how I feel about you. Took thousands and thousands of years and millions of people to make you. Never been anything like you in this universe before, and there never will be again. So spending this little bit of time with us is very valuable to me.
Yeah. Tiny art, for sure. For sure. And then for Will, I'll plug Char. Will's sake. But, yeah, you're going to be playing Eternal Threads tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to be talking Irish mythology.
Yes.
And then Friday, we're going to be finishing Wing Gundam Zero, which as until this point has been not the best build that I've ever done on this channel, but
not too long ago, it was a horrible build.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Burning Gundam, was it?
Burning Gundam started as a really great build, and then it became not so much as we got further into building it, but unfortunately. But, we'll see. Maybe the Wing Zero will get better as we go.
I hope that goes well for you, Dark.
Oh, nice, yeah. You should play Phasmophobia, but Phasmophobia is a hard game to play solos. The build, there's a lot of problems that come with the way they did the backpack. And the way that's supposed to slot in there, it just doesn't hold the way that it should. And then the arms are not too great. YouTube has interesting emotes. You're not too late. We're just about to close, so you got to at least say hi. Depending on your definition of too late, so it might be too late in that regard. But least you got to say hi.
Yeah. Happy 4th, East Texas Outlaw.
Woo!
Yeah, we had we'll go back to the beginning. We had a quiz about America, the greatest country in the United States.
I did okay. Recording, nice. Always got to respect. But we'll be back tomorrow. Got some cool stuff to do there. Excited to get to watch the recording of you playing that game because I never get to watch it live. You know.
Yeah.
Either way. Thank you, Simon. And then I'm excited for Thursday's Irish. That's going to be fun. And then getting the Wings Hero out of the way so we can build something else afterwards. And then we'll be back Monday with Lotro. We're going into Mirkwood.
Yeah, we'll be digging deeper into there. We finished the first little instance zone for it. Heading into it, got the full zone to go through.
Yeah.
Yes. I like this. Like I said, Texas.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I like Mirkwood, the idea around Mirkwood, like from the books.
Yeah.
Of what Mirkwood was, what it used to be, and what happens to the Fortress of Dol Guldur at the end, which is not in. You have to be a little bit extra to know what happens to the Fortress at Dol Guldur, but I will tell you, spoilers, I guess. But Galadriel levels
Right.
that fortress by herself.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I don't want this here anymore. We're getting rid of it.
Boop. So, hope everybody comes check those out as well because we have a good time there. So, until next time, I've been Trey.
I've been Rungren.
This has been the Full Spectrum Podcast. Remember, always enjoy the full spectrum that life has to offer.
Good night, all.